the Timberwolves versus the Lakers. So, just off my reaction, once again, I don't have stats in front of me or none of that stuff. This is based on what I saw today, all right? Now, as you can see, the Lakers' physicality went up a bit today. They matched the Timberwolves' physicality. They looked like the more physical team today defensively. The Timberwolves threes weren't falling today, but there was a difference. Timberwolves weren't getting these wide open threes. They were getting in round one. So the defense, not round one, in game one. So the defensive rotations from the Lakers, they were much quicker off ball, and they were getting to the shooters. You know, offensively, Luka was Luka. Luka was calling out Rudy Gobert every possession, almost like every possession. He called for a pick to get the mismatch with Rudy, and he was successful a lot. He finished the game with 31 points. Could have probably finished with more, but he was very aggressive. He was unstoppable one-on-one, basically. So Luka was Luka. I felt like early on, LeBron, or was it the second quarter? It's part of the second quarter. LeBron, he scored like 6 points straight, something like that. Like he got into a groove early too, and all his points early on were all jump shots. So I'm thinking like, okay, LeBron is in a great groove. Gabe Vincent hit a couple of threes. The Lakers were just playing good basketball offensively, and defensively they were locking down the Timberwolves. Defensively, excuse me, the Timberwolves, you know, Anthony Edwards, I mean, he basically trying to do what we did game one. Dribble, drive, and kick. You know, like he was beating his man and trying to drive and kick. I feel like his decision-making today wasn't as good as it was game one. And maybe it looked like that because game one, Minnesota was hitting their threes. People like Nas Reed was hitting their threes. Mike Conley was hitting their threes, right? And today they weren't. But he had a couple of mistakes this game also, a couple of turnovers this game. A couple of all passes where Mike Conley or somebody's catching it down here or something like that. So he wasn't on point today like he was in game one. But the Lakers had control of that game the whole game. And every time the Lakers would slip or Minnesota had an opportunity to cut down the lead, they would make a mistake also. You know, I think they got it down to 9 points twice, but every time they did that, they made a mistake. I gotta give a shout out though to Julius Randle. Julius Randle is playing well. He was their leading scorer, I think, right? I didn't look at the stat sheet, but based on what I saw, I think he was a leading scorer from today. He was very, very, very aggressive. He wasn't settling for jump shots. He was going to the basket. He was in the post. He was in the post position a lot today. He also made some good passes too. You know, he made some good passes, and he played pretty good defensively. So I thought Julius Randle in the first two games, man, he's played good. He's played well the first two games. He has a reputation of shrinking in the playoffs. Not this one. This one he's playing good. Nas Reed was a no-show. He was a no-show. He was. He probably what I remember, he had like two baskets. He had a three in the corner, and I think he had a layup or a runner or something like that. But Nas Reed was I think he had 3 buckets. But Nas Reed was not good at all. He was not good. I feel like Nickeil Alexander-Walker forced a couple of shots, especially the one before the third quarter. I felt like Minnesota was still in momentum. They got to stop, and he comes down and forces a layup. I feel like that was a key play right there, even though it was only late in the third quarter. But that was at the end of the third quarter. It could have cut down the lead. It could have built more momentum, but he killed it with that bad possession right there. Rudy Gobert, man, like, he had some good moments defensively, offensively. I don't know how many times when he was right in front of the basket and he gets the ball up and he just missed. Or he fumbles it under the basket. Like, Rudy, it's a shame that he is as tall as he is and he can't score. I look at Hartenstein. Hartenstein developed, we're going to go to OKC. He had developed a push shot. He just did like a floater. He developed that. And now that thing is money now. And Rudy Gobert being the size he is, or the personal trainer, the trainers from Minnesota or Utah, whatever, wherever he was, right, not work on some type of offensive game with him? I don't get it. He's the tallest dude out there. Only thing he's known for is catching alleys, and he don't even do that as much. And he would float it up once in a while, but he doesn't have a go-to move, which is a shame because he's 7 foot plus. By far the tallest guy out there. So Minnesota, I felt like they were just playing catch up the whole game. Every possession was very valuable for them. Mike Conley, he didn't do much today. He had a couple of layups he could have made, but that he missed. Cut into the basket. Who else? Jalen McDaniels, he was pretty good, but he wasn't as good as game one, obviously, but he was pretty good. But Najee was bad. Nickeil Alexander-Walker wasn't good for real. Mike Conley wasn't good. Julius Randle and Anthony Edwards were carrying them the whole game, basically. But shout out to the Lakers. The Lakers deserve that W. They tied the series out. A lot of people start getting doubt after one game. You got to realize it's a series, man. It's a series. And Minnesota hit 21 threes. They hit 21 threes. And my theory was, don't overhelp what Anthony Edwards, which I thought they did. They still did the same thing, but just Timberwolves didn't cash on their threes. And shout out to Anthony Edwards with that two-handed dunk over Jackson Hayes. That was crazy. Shout out to him for that. But let's see what Minnesota does going to Minnesota. The crowd's going to be rocking. It's going to be rocking. All right, the game before that, OKC Thunder versus Memphis. I mean, OKC Thunder is just different right now. I mean, they're not going to lose to Memphis at home. Memphis might get one in Memphis, but defensively, them dudes is too scrappy. I mean, like they were so in their bag that late in the fourth quarter, Alex Caruso was waving off people. He waved off Lou Dort, I think, or somebody, or Isaiah Joe. I think Isaiah Joe. He waved off Isaiah Joe and ISO and got a bucket. And then the play after that, he gets a steal and they score in transition with an and one dunk or layup with Chet Holmgren, I believe. But they just got too many dogs over there, too many defenders. Jalen Williams, like I said, Caruso, SGA, Isaiah Joe. You got Wallace. You got Wiggins, Chet, Hartenstein. They got too many dogs over there. And SGA did not have a good game. He did not. Like the dude is hunting shots. Like he's hunting shots basically. I mean that's how he play. But he's hunting shots, and you can tell he don't show in his facial expression, but you can tell it's not bothering him like it's going to affect his game. But you can tell he's pressing like, I need to get some buckets because I ran off. So there was a stretch though that Memphis was climbing back. And it was kind of making it somewhat a closer game than it was in the past few games they played the Grizzlies and OKC. And then SGA got 3 buckets in a row. 3 buckets in a row. Just like that. Boom, boom, boom. And he kind of calmed the storm, and they went on another run. So I will get SGA props for that. But he's been off. And do I think he's going to back this all series? No. I always say that in the playoffs, the role players play well at home. But in the road, your star players play well on the road. So I expect SGA to play much better when they roll up in Memphis in a couple of days. So nothing but to say about the game. It's another blowout. Memphis is just outmatched right now. OKC cashing out from 3. I mean, it's just ugly. It's just ugly for them. And finally, the Pacers versus the Bucks. Dog. Once again, like the Pacers, they are so equal balanced team, like equally balanced team. They're not relying on one guy to carry them, kind of like the Bucks are doing right now. To be honest, now they ain't play well, so like that. But the thing is, they have so many guys who can score, and they hit big shots. I mean, we talking about shots to kill the momentum, shots to stop the bleeding, shots that was clutch at the end of the game. Like they are just, they have no fear of the Bucks. They don't. They have no fear. The offense is so potent. like I said, they always make the extra pass. They get wide open looks. And they make contested shots too. And they play full court defense. Now, as far as the Bucks, KPJ, oh my God. I mean, he did have a stretch when he scored like 3 buckets in a row, I think. But he had some plays when he hurt them. He rushed. He waved guys off when he should have gave the ball up. He pulled a 3. Like, this one time he waved me off and just pulled a 3. And he cried. He was asking for a foul. He was going to the basket out of control a couple of times. Like, I just feel like KPJ, like, he was killing them when it was time Giannis was on the floor, and KPJ was in the game. Dame played good the first half. The second half, he kind of got quiet until he hit that long 3. I thought Neymar did a good job at him defensively. And Nate Smith, sorry. But they did a good job on Dame. Giannis, like I said, until Giannis develop a jump shot, this is going to be a defensive strategy. Just build a wall. He got to develop a jump shot. But the Pacers, man, oh my goodness. I mean, Miles Turner hitting big shots. Neymar hitting big shots. Obi Toppin hit a big 3. Tyrese Halliburton hitting big 3s. And he went to the basket at dunk. Like, Halliburton played well. He heard that overrated stuff they were saying. He played well. They just got a lot of guys, and they just got ice cold. They got ice in their veins. Like, they're really good, man. It's gonna be tough for Milwaukee to win the series. It really is. I gotta see Milwaukee and see how they adjust, because just to start the game, they got on an 8-0 run. Kyle Kuzma, he started off bad. He had 2 layups opportunities and missed both of them. Like, Kyle Kuzma was bad early. But then as the game went on, Kyle Kuzma was much better. Kyle Kuzma was really one of the guys that kept them afloat for real. And he wasn't hitting these jumpers or 3s. He was going to the basket. So I got to give Kyle Kuzma his props. There are a lot of guys in this playoffs so far that didn't play good game 1, but played really good game 2. That's why it's game by game. But the Pacers, they look very dangerous, man, against this Bucks team. The Bucks going to be tough. Doc Rivers, what you going to do? What are you going to do? I'm curious to see what's going to happen. But there I go. 3 games, 3 recaps, 3 reactions. I picked the Bucks to win in 6. I always going to stick by my pick unless I can't, because they going to game 7. All right? It's the only time, right? So, but out of all the picks I made, the Bucks pick is the scariest one that I picked. It's the scariest one. You know, the Clippers are tied 1-1. That's what the Clippers today. OKC up 2-0. I got OKC winning 4-1. Got them winning in 5. I think Memphis will win 1 in Memphis. And Minnesota and Lakers, I got Lakers in 5. You know, so we'll see what happens. But thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.